What's up, everybody? We are Coaster Maniacs. I am Jason.
I'm Holly.
And we are doing our first ever live stream. Today is January the 27th. At a little bit past 8. We were hoping for 8. But, again, technical issues. We've never had a live stream before, so this is new to us. And hopefully we're going to get better technology to make it a lot easier to do. Going forward, we probably will. Tonight we're planning on doing some reactions and some predictions for matches for the Sunday Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I got some notes here for some of the matches, and then talk about some cool new roller coasters coming up this year. Stuff that we're planning on doing for the season when it actually starts up again. Whether it be going to Cedar Point. Cedar Point, we're not quite sure if we're going back there this year or not. Financially, we got some things going on. So we might end up at Cedar Point again this year. Maybe not. We definitely are going in 2020 because we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary in 2020. And it's the theme park's 150th. So definitely 2020, Coaster Maniacs, we will be there, filming as always. Alright, so for what the title says of the stream, we are going to be doing Royal Rumble predictions. So with that, let's get into it. Alright. So overall, this pay-per-view doesn't look like it's going to be that bad of a pay-per-view. We have, let's see, we're not going to do this in any, we have a match that was intended on happening at the pay-per-view that is not going to happen anymore, and that was supposed to be, back here. It was going to be the Cruiserweight Championship match, which was supposed to be Enzo Amore, the champion, versus Cedric Alexander for the Cruiserweight title, but we all know that they released Enzo during this big investigation that he's in right now for some sexual contact with this woman, so not going to get into it. But that match is, off the tables. But we're going to hopefully find out who this new general manager is going to be. Which, do you have any idea or anyone you want to take a guess at who's going to be?
Daniel Bryan.
He's already the general manager of SmackDown.
They're going to make him leave.
You think he's going to be
leaving?
So you think he's going to do Bull or SmackDown? Or you think he's going to leave SmackDown and go over there?
Yes.
205 Live. I think it's going to be... The first choice from what I heard, it was supposed to be the... Summer Rae was going to be their first choice back when she was still in the company, but that never happened. From reasons I heard, because she was too tall of all things. So I think, as much as I would like to see Rey Mysterio, I don't think Rey's going to be signing with them. I'm just authorizing some chat things here. Give us 1 second. I would like it to be maybe someone like Sting or someone along those lines of people that we know could do a good job as a role like that. Maybe I can see them giving Nikki Bella SmackDown and possibly Daniel Bryan 205 or something like that. Hopefully, and they gotta figure out the situation with the Cruiserweight Championship, whether it be on the pay-per-view or not. But the first match we are going to be getting into is the Raw Tag Team match, which is going to be Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins versus The Bar. And that one should be straightforward. I think. Well, let's see. Who would you think was going to win that match first?
What was it?
You were. It was the Raw Tag Team title match. Seth Rollins and.
I think Seth and Jason.
You think Seth and Jason's going to win? Yeah, I do too. I can't see them taking the title off of Jason Jordan and Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins just yet. Maybe to set up another little feud. Hopefully not. I don't think we want to see any more of those two teams going at any. If Dean Ambrose was still healthy and in the fray, maybe it'd be a little bit better, or a lot better. And with the fans just constantly booing the crap out of Jason Jordan, I don't think it's working. Alright, so now we're going to go to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, which is going to be the Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. And who did you think was going to win that?
The Usos.
Any reason why? Oh, this match is also a 2 out of 3 falls match too. So the winner, has to pin their opponent 2 times out of 3 to win. I think Usos too. I personally like the Usos a lot more than Chad and Shelton, but something tells me that they might drop the titles. I hope not. Sorry, just authorizing some more things. Like I said, this is our first ever live stream. We're working on some things. We're also going to be doing some reactions to the Royal Rumble, where we're going to actually be able to show you part of the clip in the corner too, so you'll see our reactions and you'll get to see the clip as it's happening. Hopefully, that's the plan. If we get it to work or not, that's to be seen, but I believe we'll be able to. And again, thank you for everybody who's been watching our recent videos. We've been getting, especially that one, I sent out a video last night about it. We weren't expecting really much of anything from these reaction videos. We just decided to do it since the 25th anniversary of Raw was a big deal. And we thought, okay, we're just going to make a video reacting to it. And, that Stone Cold Steve Austin video has gotten tons of views. And we are really excited and happy about it. And, that we're not expecting it. We were only expecting maybe 50 to 60 views like all the other ones. But we're blown away by it. So thank you to everybody who's watched it. If you liked it, thank you. You're awesome. If you disliked it, I don't think anybody disliked it yet, but if you do dislike it in the future, it's still okay. It's totally fine. It's going to happen. Now, on back to where we were on the SmackDown. Alright. Yeah, I can't get this chat to work. But what if I do drag that? Oh, nope, there's my soda. Okay. I guess if there's any chat going on here, it'll be right here. Alright. Oh, I got there. Cool. Alright, so the next one's, like I said, I want the Usos to win. They teased us before with the Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin winning the title, then having that weird pinfall in there, and then having them switch out partners illegally, and having another ref come down and kind of turn it over again and restart the match. Yeah, it was something weird, so I think that was just a tease to what's to come. I hope not. Alright. So, this match isn't scheduled yet, but it is potentially going to be. I feel like if they're going to make a couple matches that are impromptu, they're definitely going to be these two of them. Here, you want to announce? This is the first one there. That one, yep.
Intercontinental Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Miz.
Yeah, I feel like that they're going to do a rematch for the title at the Rumble. They very well can. If they do, that just remains to be seen. If they don't, I mean, I know what they're building for. They're building for Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Everybody's known that since last year's Mania. They're trying to make Roman Reigns finally capture the gold by slaying Brock Lesnar, which I don't think really a lot of people want to see that. If this match happens for the Intercontinental title, I pick The Miz to win. I think he should keep it. And if he loses it, 6 days later, that's it just kind of makes that match on Monday kind of pointless. Who did you pick?
I pick Roman Reigns.
Any reasoning?
Because I like Roman Reigns. He's one of my favorites.
You and maybe 4 other people? I don't know. Okay, the next match that we think could happen, a potential... It would be cool to see it happen. I'm not sure if it's going to or not. That would be a U.S. Championship match, I think. And it could be Bobby Roode. And it could be... Where did everybody go? Okay. We still live? We're still live. Okay. Bobby Roode against Dolph Ziggler. I think we could potentially see Dolph Ziggler return. It would make sense. There's actually another champion to contend with. And it can... They did it before. They can rehash their feud they had. Because that whole him walking out thing, I don't think it was the last we've seen of Ziggler. He could end up in the Rumble match, too. And if that does happen, I pick Bobby Roode to win. What about you?
I pick Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode, okay. Yeah, I mean, same reason. He just won the title on the tournament ended up him in the finals, and then that finals was supposed to actually happen at the Royal Rumble match, or pay-per-view. But that got changed to happening last Tuesday, and it got changed again. It happened the week before. So I don't really know if they had a plan for Dolph to come back or do anything at that time. But it just seems like a whole cluster. So it might not happen. It might. Those are the 2 matches that I want to see happen. They might not, though. Alright, so getting into it, we also have the WWE Championship match. It is a handicap match, essentially. It's going to be AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, also known as Cammy, as AJ calls them, if they win, either one of their team win, they're going to be co-champions is what they're calling it. They've done the co-champions before, not with the men's, but with the women's title before, with Michelle McCool and Layla, if you guys remember. They did the whole women's championship split down the middle thing. I guess it kind of worked, maybe, a little bit. I wasn't really too much into it. Do I think it's going to happen at the Rumble? No. I think AJ's going to still keep his title. What about you?
AJ. He's going to keep it.
Alright. Any input for that?
Just seems like AJ's more the better champion than those 2.
It seems like they trust AJ more. I mean, AJ has had the title to start last year and to finish up last year. And now to start this year. And if rumors are to be true, there was this rumor floating around, so spoiler, maybe happened, maybe not, if you don't like rumors, of, at the Elimination Chamber match, or Fastlane, not Elimination Chamber, being a 5-way match between, you know, like Randy, AJ, Shinsuke, and Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn for the title. So, if that was the case, then that means that AJ was still going to be champion. You know, it's all just rumor stuff, so maybe, might not. But yeah, I think AJ Styles, I think he retains. And if he doesn't, you know, then we're just going to end up seeing a lot of Cammy. Alright, so where are we at? Okay, so the next match is on our list here. It's for the Universal Championship match. This one is kind of anticipated. It's Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane. 3 absolute big men going at it for the red Universal Championship match, or championship belt. I think it's gonna be Brock Lesnar, and I think he's just gonna pin Kane, and that makes Braun, you know, he doesn't kill his momentum he has going by having him lose, essentially by a pin. Who would you have?
I picked Braun, and he's gonna make Kane submit.
Yeah, so you think Braun's gonna win and make Kane tap out? Very well could happen. Braun Strowman doesn't usually make anybody tap out anymore. Just pass out. Oh, there's our dog. And our phone's ringing. I don't know who it is. And don't really care. Alright. I think, like I said, I think Brock Lesnar is just going to beat Kane. I think that he's going to be champion until WrestleMania comes around, until he inevitably drops it to Roman Reigns, unfortunately. I don't know why Vince is going that way still. I think he would know by now that we all don't like Roman Reigns and that we're bullying him. We just don't like to have him shoved down our throat. But maybe he doesn't know that. You know, he is, you know, stingy and, you know, bringing back stuff. You know, like the XFL. He brought back the XFL for 2020 as well. Should be interesting. Hopefully it does better than it did before. All we can do is just wait and see. Alright. So I do think the Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, and Kane match should be a good match. Anything involving a triple threat with 3 big men should really be good. So we are going to be talking about the Royal Rumble matches themselves, because that's pretty much that was the card. Besides the 2 Royal Rumble matches that I believe, I don't think I missed any. Because you know that the Royal Rumble matches are gonna be at least an hour each. I think we never had a women's Royal Rumble match before, so we don't know how long that match is gonna go for. But if it's anything like the men's one, it's gonna be an hour long. So the first one we'll talk about the men's one first. Because, you know, we've had tons of men's ones before. Oh, you're back. Okay. So, the men's Royal Rumble match. So far, as of what I've read and what I've seen, I think we only have 13 wrestlers announced for it so far. And I believe we have John Cena, Finn Balor, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Elias Samson, Baron Corbin, Woken Matt Hardy, maybe soon to be broken, Bray Wyatt, Ian English, Rusev, Titus O'Neil, and Apollo Crews. So those are the only ones I know of who, I mean, there's going to be more, like, you know, Roman's probably going to be in there, and The Miz maybe from later on. They might have champions come back out, or competitors come back out. But those are the officially announced that I've seen. And who do you think? Well, first off, let's go with. We both have a guess on how many surprises we think could end up in the match. How many do you think?
2.
You think 2 surprises. I think that there's going to be at least 3. They've been kind of going down year by year on how many wrestlers they bring back. One year, I remember it was crazy that they had tons of wrestlers come back, and then the next year, we had like maybe 2, and then maybe 1, or there was that one Rumble where there's like barely anybody. So I don't know what they're doing with that, but I think we're gonna at least maybe 3. And I think if it is, I think we're gonna see MVP in there. We did see him on Raw last the 25th anniversary Raw, playing. We saw all the legends at the poker table. I mean, that's pretty much all they did was play poker. Which supposedly they were going to be doing interviews with Jimmy Fallon and being multiple segments with him. But Jimmy Fallon could not get there in time earlier than they wanted him to be there earlier, but I guess he couldn't. So that was led to them just playing poker at a poker table, and the reason why we got what we got. But we were supposed to have more, apparently. Again, if you believe rumors, that's what they were saying. But anyway, I think we're going to see MVP. I think we're going to see EC3, Ethan Carter III. I mean, that I think is a good chance of happening. And I want, I don't know if we're going to see, but I want to see Kenny Omega come in. That would be pretty cool. I know he is doing his own thing, and, that match with Chris Jericho was just really, really, really good. And if that was maybe a trade-off for us getting Kenny in the Rumble, I think that would be a great deal. Alright, so any surprises that you know of?
Maybe Chris Jericho.
Maybe. I can see it, especially if Kenny Omega does show up. I could see maybe them doing a mini rematch in the Rumble for a brief couple seconds. You said that you think there's going to be 2, so who else would you think?
Daniel Bryan. Maybe he'll start wrestling again.
That was a rumor too. For some reason, there was reports coming out that he actually was he was in the top 3 odds of winning the whole thing, and that shot up all of a sudden one day, and I don't know why. I can see it kind of, but I don't think I don't want to get my hopes up for that. I think we can see it, but the likeliness. I mean, we could also have Batista come back. He wants to make a full-time return too and fight Triple H at some point. Alright, so I think overall, the big winner, and it's not because I'm just a fan of his. From what I'm going on basically from rumblings and from instincts and from favorites. I mean, the favorites are, from what I've seen, Shinsuke Nakamura, Roman Reigns, and John Cena. And out of all those, I think we might get a John Cena victory here. It won't surprise me if we do. It won't surprise me if we don't, but I think we might. What do you think?
I'm going with Finn Balor.
And that one's an interesting choice, seeing Finn's not really doing too much. I did hear he might get a feud with The Miz. Miz is supposed to have a huge match at WrestleMania, from what I heard. It could be against Finn Balor. I'm not sure if it is or not. But yeah, Finn Balor would be a wild card for this match to be a victor. But like I said, I think we're going to get Cena. Be cool maybe as a little setup to WrestleMania. Maybe we get a different winner, but Cena is about ready to win. Undertaker's music hits. Maybe he shows up in the ring, throws him out. Maybe his music causes him to get distracted. He gets thrown out. Maybe it'd be cool to set that up. But we also are getting Elias and John Cena feuding because Samoa Joe got hurt with his foot, and I think Elias is just taking over Joe's place. So next we're going to move on to the last match that we have for predictions here. Sorry. And that is the Women's Royal Rumble match. The first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. And that one should be interesting because, you know, you don't know what's going to happen with something brand new and never done before. And we have 18 stars announced out of 30 so far that I know of. And here, hold on for a second.
We have 18, and there's Asuka, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Bayley, Naomi, Natalya, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Tamina Snuka, Lana, Carmella, Becky Lynch, Dana Brooke, and Alicia Fox.
Yep. Alright. So with all those names listed, for the most part, I don't really think, out of all those names, I think maybe 2 of those could be winners. And to me, that's your Asuka or Nia Jax. I've said for surprises, I said again, I think we're going to get 3. I think we're going to get 3 surprises. And that's excluding, because we know that there's going to be NXT people coming up. And we haven't followed NXT in a while since, you know, Bobby Roode left and, well, he moved up to SmackDown. And I mean, I have a feeling we're going to see Ember Moon come up and take a spot. We're obviously going to see some old stars coming back because they got full 30. So I said 3. You said what?
I said 4 with the Bella Twins coming back.
So you think the Bella Twins are... Do you think one of them or both of them?
Possibly both.
So you think both?
Possibly.
I can see that happening.
Not 100% sure with Nikki, but definitely with Brie.
Oh yeah, because Nikki with her...
neck injury.
With her neck. I was thinking... Wasn't sure about Brie because of the whole C-section thing, but she looked...
That's over.
Yeah, that's...
The baby's old enough now. She's more recovered.
And I can see them coming back. Maybe to set up another feud, or maybe this might be just a one-off for the Bellas at the Rumble.
Well, we know the Bellas want to come back.
Yes, they did say that they wanted to come back for another run. So we'll see. So that's 2. Who else do you possibly think?
Maybe one of the Hall of Famers.
Like Lita or Trish?
Like that, Lita, Kelly.
No.
Famous, maybe like that.
If you saw Monday Night Raw, the 25th anniversary of Monday Night Raw, you would have seen that there was no Lita in the women's the women of the past. They brought out on stage, kind of like when they do it for Hall of Fame, and have them just wave to everybody and say hello, we're here. They didn't have Lita there. And I heard that she actually wasn't invited, which kind of doesn't make any sense because she was a big staple to the past. You know, Trish and Lita matches, classics, and they showed a bunch of them. But some are saying that was because they wanted it to be a surprise, maybe her entering into the Royal Rumble. So for that, I'm picking, you know, I think Lita will be in the Royal Rumble. I think, again, I think Trish could show up for for part of the Rumble. And the big one, you know, everybody knows about it by now, I'm sure. But I'm saying Ronda Rousey. If she's not in the Royal Rumble match, for the first ever women's one, I think it's going to disappoint a lot of people. She did say that she was going to be out of the country this weekend for filming of a movie. But then again, you know how wrestling is. If people saying they're not gonna be where they are. Look at last year. Look at WrestleMania last year. The Hardys, they were having a party just blocks away, and did a show the night before, and all of a sudden they pop up at WrestleMania. So yeah, I think Ronda Rousey's gonna come in, and who would you pick to win the whole Rumble for that?
Asuka, because she's undefeated.
So you picked the undefeated Asuka, Empress of Tomorrow. I think I gotta stick with it. I think Ronda Rousey's gonna win the whole thing. I think it'd be cool if it came down to Ronda Asuka. I think it'd be neat. But I think you have Ronda come in, you have her win, and she would either face. Personally, I think she should face Charlotte, or I think you have. Somehow, I think you have Asuka win the title and have Asuka Ronda at WrestleMania. Either way, I think you have Ronda win the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match. But it's yet to be seen. It's going to be this Sunday, starting, I believe they said 7 o'clock. Probably with an hour, 2-hour pre-show. And we will be doing the reactions. We will be, like I said, filming, hopefully for when I get out of work. I'm going to be getting out kind of later, so I'm going to probably just go into network. And where'd we go? We're right here. Go into network and film, and hopefully get the video about right, in the screen too. And then our reactions to it, and have it up that night. And a bunch of little clips, and then maybe I might add one full length of the Royal Rumble match itself. Depending on how reactions of the videos are, it really depends on that, and how much time. So, that is everything that I think we know about the Royal Rumble match, or Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I don't think we missed anything, did we? So with that said, we are going to be talking about, like I said, the plans for our summer and the theme parks and stuff. So we did a couple of theme parks last year, first times that well, not my first time to some of these parks, but first time for Holly here. Because you never been to the you never been to Six Flags in New Jersey, have you?
No.
So we did that, but we weren't filming, were we?
No.
Yeah, we didn't start our YouTube channel yet when we went to New Jersey for Six Flags Great Adventure. I didn't think about that till now, but if we go back, we're definitely gonna film. There's a chance we might go back this year. We still, we got the passes and everything. It's just it's quite a bit of a drive. It took us 4 hours?
4.5.
4.5 hours to get there. And we just went for the day, and then we came back home that night. And it was a little rough, but not too bad. And it's just a function of the park. We had to get a flash. If you're going there for one day, you have to get a flash pass, no doubt about it. But yeah, so we're thinking of going there again, possibly this year. And this time, if we do, we'll take you guys with us for sure. There's going to be more vlogging going on. Hopefully with a better camera too, because like I said in my video, I'm just filming with just a standard phone at the moment. It doesn't really hold much. So with that, we're gonna post a lot more, just some random stuff too. Maybe a couple of me playing guitar, maybe just stuff that we don't normally would post, and see what sticks. But yeah, the channel will mostly focus on roller coasters because we are coaster maniacs. We're not just making up a name to just put a bunch of everything out there, but we are very passionate about theme parks. We have a lot of knowledge about them, and I think we're gonna start showing that more soon. We're gonna have, like I said in the thank you video that I posted up yesterday. I don't know if you were here for that. I don't think you were. I think that was one of them that I had in my car. You probably didn't watch it, did you?
No.
We're doing Coaster Wars is what I called it. We're going to be basically putting up different coasters against each other and kind of like having a point style on
which is better.
Yeah, to determine which, in our opinion, we think is better. And again, if our opinion doesn't match your opinion, that's totally fine. We're not going to be able to please everybody. But for instance, like I said in the thank you video, an example would be like Six Flags New England's Superman put up against like New Jersey's Nitro, something like that. We would go up against, so you won't have like the Dragster going up against like the Goliath at Six Flags New England. It just wouldn't be a fair contest or anything like that. And then yeah, we're gonna call it Coaster Wars. It's gonna be, they're gonna be on their own playlist, and then we're gonna have Theme Park Wars and stuff like that coming soon. And I think the first one that we're gonna do, I said this before, is not gonna be a roller coaster because we already have a bunch of images all dubbed up and set up and everything. I think it's gonna be between the New England Sky Screamer, put up again the Windseeker at Cedar Point, and basically every Cedar Fair park that has one, because they're pretty much all the same except for heights a little bit. So that one might be first, but I'm not too sure. We might throw some roller coaster ones in first, but don't be surprised if you see one that's that. Yeah, going back to the theme parks, like I said, the Cedar Point one, we're in Massachusetts. We're just outside of Albany. We're in the Berkshire County there, and it's about a 9-hour drive to Cedar Point from our house. And trust me, we would go every single day if we were within a half hour, within an hour. We would be there constantly to be vlogging and to be riding on the rides and maybe even work there. But to us, it's the best theme park on the planet. But we just can't go every single year like we have been for the last 2. We went there 2 years in a row, and it's very costly and
very pricey there.
Yeah, the price is to stay, because we stay for a week. We don't just go for 2 days, 3 days. We usually go for about a week, actually a week and a half, I want to say. But for our 2020, like I said, we're definitely going for that year, no doubt about it. How long we're going to be there for, who knows? They're going to have a lot of exciting things coming up in 2020. There's a couple rumored stuff that happened in 2020 since it's the park's 150th anniversary. Actually, starting next year, 2019, they're celebrating it for 2 years. So it's going to be 2019 and 2020. And the start of it was the new roller coaster that they opened up for this coming year of Steel Vengeance, which used to be known as
the Mean Streak.
The Mean Streak. They did the Iron Horse treatment, which was basically, they basically took, if you're in New England, been to Six Flags New England, they did the same thing that they did to Wicked Cyclone, except made it huge. They made it huge, and they had so many new elements that you wouldn't normally see. But yeah, so we're looking forward to getting on that. Everybody thought around the park, when it was not even announced yet, that it was going to be called, let me get rid of that. I didn't realize that was actually on there. That it was going to be called the Railblazer, and I made a video calling it the Railblazer because I thought that I thought that was what it would be called. There we go. I didn't realize I was up there the whole entire time. Yeah, perks of live streaming for the very first time on a webcam, nonetheless. All right, none of this is gonna be edited out. I'm gonna own it. So,
You better own it.
negative reviews, dislikes, bring them on. I'll own it. First time, I'm a man. Anyway, so we make mistakes. So yeah, I thought it was going to be Railblazer, but it turns out Railblazer is not the name for that. Railblazer is the name for, I guess you can call it the first official T-Rex style coaster that they've made.
What's that?
You didn't, well,
I don't know what that is.
it's a single rail. So you know how roller coasters you have the two rails?
Yeah.
No, this is the one, I showed you a video on it too. It was the one where you're just sitting on the one rail, kind of like a monorail kind of style.
Okay.
And it's the single seats. There's no two people sitting like this. And
Thank you for explaining that, because I don't know if anybody else would have known that.
yeah, well, it's the golden lasso of truth at one of the theme parks. I think, right?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, Coaster Maniacs.
You're the expert.
Yeah, it's the golden lasso of truth, which is the Wonder Woman one that might be opening first. I don't think it is, though. I think Railblazer is opening first, and I believe that is in, it's a Cedar Fair. I just forget the name. It's late for us. So sorry if I don't have all my facts straight away. I'm usually a lot more ready for this kind of thing. But, alright, so with that said, we're also going to be diving into, again, our home park is, of course, Six Flags New England. And that is, we've been to there countless times over years. I've been going for the last, I want to say 9 years of going there, every single year. What about you?
I've gone there on and off since I was a little girl.
No, I mean, I'm talking about consistent.
Same as you.
Yeah, but we've been going for 7 years together. Were you going before?
Once in a while.
Once in a while. Well.
I mainly go to Great Escape when I was little.
Great Escape, yeah. Well, New England, we're getting a new pendulum ride that a lot of people weren't too excited to see. Some people were. It's going to be called Harley Quinn's Spinsanity. I put up a picture of it. It's we have a Facebook page that we just created not long ago. It is, all you have to do, my hat was crooked there. All you had to do was just search Coaster Maniacs in Facebook and you'll find us pretty much everywhere. Instagram as well. Twitter, Real Coaster Maniacs, or Coaster Maniacs. And you just search for that and you pretty much will find us anywhere. And the Facebook page is basically, it is just, there's some videos that I posted up from YouTube. There's also some backstage, as you will, things that you won't see on YouTube. So there's a couple of pictures of us at Six Flags. Some of the Christmas time, actually, when we were there for the Holiday in the Park. They had this big ornament that lit up that we took a picture in. That we have a picture that's up there. Those videos will be soon to come too. I just got edited off of my phone. Editing is a lot easier on a laptop than it is on a phone. I'm learning that very, very the hard way. But yeah, so we have videos from Holiday in the Park coming from Six Flags New England, Six Flags New England's Fright Fest. The Great Escape Fright Fest, which was decent, I would say. There was only really one thing that got us, which was kind of surprising, and we're going to go into that a little bit later in a video. And we might do a couple of reviews for stuff like that on live stream, or we might continue doing live streams maybe once a week, once we get more popular, get more subscribers, and get better at them, because right now our laptop camera, like I said, we're using a webcam. We're planning on getting an actual camera that can sync to the laptop, or not even need the laptop. That would just be better for it. Kind of like studio style, I think. But again, that costs money. Yeah. So moving on. So we covered what we're getting for this next year. The Pendulum ride looks like it's gonna be tall.
And dizzy.
Well, we've never ridden it. I don't get dizzy on those kind of rides.
I do.
But it's also gonna be a second Pendulum style ride that we're gonna get, because we also have
Tomahawk.
the Tomahawk, which is basically a pendulum ride where you're all facing each other and you're swinging back and forth. It doesn't go very high, and it reverses, spins the other way around. Now, this one you're going to be facing outward, and I believe it's at 170 feet-ish. I could be wrong on that. But it's going to be tall, and it's going to be, obviously, you're right next to the Joker, right where it belongs. We also did post a picture up from the site that they're building on, and they took out the teacups, which we weren't sure if they were going to do that or not. And yeah, the teacups are now gone, which I know that was considered a new ride in the Fright Fest areas. They considered it to be, I forgot what they called it. They called it
Terror Twist.
Yeah, Terror Twist. I knew it started with Terror or something like that, but yeah, they made a new ride where they just had strobe lights and everything going. And that was cool. So I don't know what they're going to do instead. Well, they're going to have that Harley ride there, but I don't know if they're going to just relocate to a different part of the park, or...
But we also thought the swing ride was going to go, and it's not gone.
They were, well, for those that don't know the swing ride, they had a kind of a small version of a yo-yo for kids. It was called Crime Wave, based off of the villains from Batman and stuff, like Two-Face, the Joker, all the Batman villains, and some of the superheroes were there too, and in the theme. And it's a swing ride. And when we were there last, when we were there for Fright Fest, they took off. Half of that ride was gone. Half of the swings were off, and the structure was what we thought. We thought the structure was being taken down, but when we were there for Holiday in the Park about a month later, it was all back up, and we were all kind of confused by it. So I don't know if they were just making land or moving land over, or maybe they moved it a little bit. I don't know, but it's definitely it was definitely up and running. There's people on it, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people on it. And I think they took out the slingshot.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, the slingshot is no longer there, unless they're relocating it, which very well could happen. I mean, it's a small, compactable ride. You could put that pretty much anywhere in that park. And we're hoping, I know people at Six Flags around New England are just hoping for another roller coaster again, but we did just get the Joker last year. It is a clone, but hey, it's a ride that some of us like.
Don't get me going.
I like it.
It gives me boo-boos.
No,
I get concussions from it.
Yeah, you heard that right. She got a concussion from
a ride.
Sitting on one of the sides.
Went out backwards.
Because basically, on the Joker ride, you have the purple side, you have the green side. The green side was a lot rougher than the purple side. Why? I have no idea. But, yeah, the purple side was smoother and not as bad. So, if you're ever going there...
try to get purple.
No, try to get green. Are you kidding? Don't get purple.
Green hurts you.
And... test them for yourself, but from what I discovered when they were doing the point of view footage for the promos and stuff, they had to do it on the one side because the other side was just too rough for the cameras. So you couldn't really they couldn't really get a good shot with it being so bumpy and rough, so they had to do it on one specific side. And yeah, so basically you could go forward and go up the hill facing, normal, or you could go up facing the vertical lift backwards. So you don't know when you're going to flip backwards into the actual ride.
And it's scary when you don't know when you're going to flip.
Well, that's part of the thrill. And normally at the end, somehow, I don't know how you did it, but you just kept bumping your head at the end of the ride. And, it knocked her silly once or twice. Now,
It gave me a concussion.
We were supposed to have it opened for a preview day before it actually opened in the park last season. And it ended up not opening on the preview day and opening up the day after, which was the original first day of it. And for some reason on the preview day, they had all the Jokers in the country, I believe, were down at the same time. Because I think
same thing.
One of them got stuck at one of the theme parks. I can't remember which theme park got stuck. I don't want to say the wrong theme park. I used to know. But it got stuck, and they, I guess, had to shut them down for retesting and just making sure everything was going to go smoothly. But yeah, once we found out that was the first actual official day for that ride, for the preview, the preview day basically, or the first opening day became the preview day, and the opening day that was supposed to be opening for everybody got pushed back to the next weekend. So we were going to be one of the first ones on it because we had season passes. And now, when we were there, I think I went on it a little too many times.
Yeah, you have a record.
Yeah.
Of 18 times.
18 times in one day. And it was a lot of fun. You got close, though. You got at least...
I got half of that. Then I started getting sick.
You got 13, maybe. 12.
That was after it hit my head 3 times, and that caused my concussion.
Yeah, well, it's a fun ride. Like I said, if you're going there, you want the green side. Some might say otherwise, but... And definitely, they have one of the first Jokers we went on was actually at, Six Flags. Oh, there's the dog. Six Flags, New Jersey. Great Adventure. And,
Texas.
Texas? It was Texas that I got stuck?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so it was Texas. I was thinking it was Texas, but I didn't want to say the wrong one. But... yeah, the one in New Jersey, they have, when you go up, they have fins on the vertical elevator lift. So when you're going up, you actually rock forward, and then you rock backward once or twice. And the one in Six Flags New England, you don't do that. You just go up. Right. And there's a lot less fins on the ride, so you're not flipping as much as the one in New Jersey.
Which is the original.
Well, that's not technically the original. Technically, the original is called Batman, the ride.
Okay.
And they basically took that and made a Joker one. And then kind of spun off Joker. But it wasn't even supposed to be called the Joker. It was supposed to be called Total Mayhem. And it was supposed to be red.
Really?
Yeah. It was kind of funny. But I'm glad they chose Joker. Joker, and it's fitting that area nicely. It's right next to the Batman Dark Knight ride, and it's perfect in it. And now you have Harley Quinn right next to it. So, okay, so enough about Six Flags New England. We are moving on to, let's see, The Great Escape. I used to know what every single park was getting, and then a bunch of wrestling stuff happened, and a couple of pay-per-views that we went to, we went to one pay-per-view, which we will have up very soon, of Clash of Champions. We were in high seats, but, it was our very first pay-per-view, so we're not gonna shoot too much on it. It was a lot of fun. It was in Boston. Alright. And there's other parks getting, the Harley Quinn, they're bringing that not only to our park, but they're bringing it to a couple different ones. Because Six Flags likes to do that. They like to add a couple of different things, or same things to different parks. Let's see. Getting our little cheat sheet out here, because I can't remember all of them. And I can tell you exactly what Cedar Point. See, like I said, Steel Vengeance. That one's gonna be
massive.
It was kind of funny because when we were there at Cedar Point last year, no one's really heard of a hybrid coaster there, and no one's really heard of RMC there.
They laughed at us like we were crazy.
Well, I mean, the staff knew, but people, like, we were walking around with their camera, and people were next to it, and they're like, oh, you know, Mean Street's getting torn down. Or if you go into, a perfect example, if you go into that, the museum they have there at Cedar Point, they have a replica Mean Streak sitting under a dome, basically. Somebody handmade a model, and I would just go up to it, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's the one they're tearing down. They're getting rid of it. It's just gonna be gone." And I'd be like, not exactly gone for good." And they're like, "Oh, what do you mean?" And that's when I would say, "Oh, they're converting it." And a lot of them thought that we were nuts because a lot of them didn't believe that that was possible. But it's looking about 200 feet with a near 90, if not exactly 90-degree drop. That is twice the size of Wicked Cyclone right there, which is in Six Flags New England's our version of.
And it's breaking world records.
Well, that's Cedar Point for you. That's nothing really new. All right. So let's pop up my cheat sheet here because I cannot remember. All right. I know Six Flags Great Escape. They gotta do something with that park soon. They're starting to get more. I want to say edgier. Maybe kind of. I don't know if edgier is the right word for it, but I mean, they need a new roller coaster. Simply put, they only have what, 3?
Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they have the Comet, the Steamin' Demon,
The Canyon Blaster.
Oh yeah, the Canyon Blaster,
Boomerang.
Boomerang,
Which is not the Boomerang anymore.
No, it was.
It's the Flash.
Flashback.
No, Flash. I think it's the Flash.
You sure about that?
I'm sure.
I think it's Flashback.
I'll tell you.
Because the Flash that's a superhero. So they can't make it a superhero. Well, I mean, look at all the other rides they've made superheroes for. But I don't think they made the Flash for a roller coaster yet.
It's a lot of noise.
Got some bangs going on in the background. All right.
Outside our house.
Yeah. Stupid guy.
Now turbo.
That's not what I wanted to do.
You gotta think the Alpine Bobsled too. That's a roller coaster, technically.
That's not a roller coaster if you're a big person like me. It used to be a lot of fun, but it's.
It's called the Flashback.
I told you it was the Flashback.
Well, I'll tell you all the other ones. Steamin' Demon, Comet, Alpine Bob.
Huh?
Alpine Bobsled, the Comet. They don't consider Canyon Blaster a thrill ride.
I mean, they do give you a choice to, or they used to go
Lightning, they count that as
Chairman, President, and CEO of Six Flags.
I gotta cut that off. There we go. Got the little cheat sheet going. The Grease Lightning?
Yes.
The Grease Lightning, I mean, there's a big debate about those type of coasters because it's a fireball. So anybody doesn't know what a fireball, not the drink, the ride. The ride is it's a big loop, That's all you do. Just one big loop.
It's no fun.
Well, it's just an issue, isn't it? Like,
They make me dizzy.
I like it.
No, thank you.
But yeah, so the fireball, yeah, it's one big loop. You go forward, you go backwards a couple times. Are we still live?
So we're live.
Oh, yeah, we're still live. Again, first time on doing this, so stick with us. I know no one's watching this yet, but for future people watching. Alright. So we have the fireball at New England in the well, I don't know why they called it that, the grease lightning at Great Escape. Alright, so I got my little cheat sheet up. I have to have it up because, again, can't believe I don't remember some of these. Alright, so, excuse me. So this year, coming to the Great Escape is the Pandemonium. And it's not the Pandemonium that
At New England.
At New England, I know we keep referencing New England a lot. The New England is actually have a Pandemonium that's a spinning roller coaster. This one you're going to be spinning. What are you looking at?
Passes.
Pass price. Yeah, that's another thing. Pass price. They have changed over years too, where you think you're paying one price. Turns out you're paying a different price, which we've been accidentally doing for a while. And then we corrected it this year. So if you do
memberships, there's more. You pay more in the year than you pay for regular season pass.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like you are though, because you're only paying one price per month. But if you add up all that
in 12 months,
you have to do a 12-month commitment.
You're paying a lot more.
You're paying a ridiculous amount more.
Instead of paying one price.
We did that for a couple years and we regret it. But if you're gonna get passes, just buy it outright and make sure you get the dining pass. And it comes with the parking. If you get the right pass, parking and all that stuff, definitely get it. It's definitely worth it. So you can go there, park free, eat for free, get your drink for free, and just have fun, not worrying about paying for food and all of that stuff. It's a lot of fun. Alright. So getting back to the Pandemonium, Six Flags, we're basically doing an announcement. The announcements from last September that I was trying to do but failed at making on my phone. So, most anticipated rides, would say. The Pandemonium is basically if you've ever been on a roundup where it's a carnival ride where you're spinning and standing, it's, I want to say, that kind of style, but you're not going to be standing and you're facing outward, sitting. But you're still going to be spinning and then going like this. And that, I mean, it suits what that theme park has been getting lately. I mean, Grease Lightning. And then... It's
more kid-oriented.
Yeah, there are other Pandemonium. Wow.
Pandemonium.
No, the other pendulum ride that they got.
Supernova
that we have not done.
You have done, I have not.
I have not done, no. I was going to go, remember?
Yeah.
The seats look tiny. I don't know if I can fit in that. Which is sad, but yeah, they need to get a new roller coaster. They have so many places where they can definitely upgrade or move something or even take something out where it won't be sad to see leave. They can upgrade the Seaman Demon, they can upgrade the... I think as long as they leave the Comet be, maybe RMC eventually. That might be something neat to do down the line.
One of their oldest rides there.
Well, yeah. But I mean, they can take out... I'm sorry, they can take out the Boomerang, the Vekoma there. As long as they don't give it to New England. Alright, so going from Lake George.
Hi, I'm Jim Reed Anderson.
It's been Sandy as well, and it's basically a big square, and it's kind of like when you were when you see spacemen kind of sitting in the middle of those things, and they're kind of going and spinning, flipping. Yeah, it's basically a huge version of that, and it's just like a gyro. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, one of those. And it's kind of like if you've ever been on like a top spin where you're kind of going like this, but you're gonna be going sideways and all that. All different directions. Yes.
That just looks very dizzying.
Well, I would love to do it too, but yeah, it's the same name as the Pendulum Ride. Definitely not Pendulum. A little different. Should still be fun. That's going to Arlington, Texas. That is a lot farther than Ohio to here.
That take us a long time to get there.
It's still on our list to go to though. There's a bunch of like, for me.
Six Flags Park
Maybe
across
there was.
America,
I didn't think there was. They had the Simpsons ride. That was
and I've
pretty
got
cool.
big news
But I mean, they have some cool rides and everything. But
innovation is in our DNA.
the
And
lines
next
you
year,
go
we're
through,
treating
and then
our
the
guests
lines
to a spectacular
have their own
lineup
lines,
of new
basically.
rides and
So you
attractions.
go through one building, then you're gonna go through another building, then you're gonna go through another building, then you're gonna go on the ride.
And we're gonna add
It's
something
just
new in every park every year. That's
unbelievable.
our commitment
Unbelievable.
and a really important way
Lines
to
should
make
be
sure
long.
that the Six Flags absolutely
It's a really fun place to go to.
So hop on and let's
And,
get this party started. We're going to show you North America.
So we're
as
going
only Six
from
Flags
Arlington,
can,
Texas.
with
We're going to
unexpected
Chicago,
twists,
Illinois,
eye-popping turns,
and
a whole
they
lot
are
of
basically
fun.
getting
Because at Six
another
Flags, that's how we
looping
roll.
coaster
Six Flags
that they're
right
putting out
across
this year
America
for Six Flags.
finds
But
the
this one's going to be the
adventurous
world's
road
largest
in the
looping
great
coaster.
Northeast.
So
where a
basically think
world's
of
first is coming to New
your average
Jersey's Six
Fireball
Flags Great Adventure.
or
Introducing
Grease Lightning.
Cyborg Cyberspin, a
Make it
futuristic
50 feet tall,
gyroscopic and a
but
great shot of
a couple
adrenaline
more.
as you spin through the air. Across
Would you
the
do it?
northern border to Canada, Laurent introduces
I don't do
Carnaval
anything like
en
that.
Folie
I don't like that.
with 3 new rides
like
for
the
the
way they-
whole family. And just
I
outside our
would do it
nation's
in a heartbeat.
capital,
I like
Six
that.
You go
Flags
right on
America
ahead and you go by
introduces
yourself, I
Wahoo
like it.
River, a
I'll sit
bigger,
there and wait
better,
for you while you go
faster,
ride it.
longer river journey
It's a
with
lot of fun.
waterfalls,
It's a lot of fun.
surprises, and adventure around
Not my
every
kind of
turn. As Six Flags fearless leader motors toward the heartland, he's bound for Six Flags Great America, future site of the world's tallest loop coaster, with 6 inversions and record hang time. Look out, Jim.
Video out.
Typhoon Twister is headed for Six Flags St. Louis. Drop down a 5-story plunge, whirl around a 40-foot bowl, and ride the giant wave. On his way to the great state of Georgia, the intrepid Jim Reed Anderson has
So,
a date with the all-new Twisted
Chicago,
Cyclone.
Illinois, getting the world's largest looping coaster, which,
75-degree drop.
again, debatable if you want to call it a
Upside
coaster or
down on
not.
3 wicked
Next,
inversions
we're going to go
with a
to
zero
Atlanta,
G
Georgia,
roll.
which, this one looks like it's going to be a
Deep
lot
in
of
the
fun.
heart of the Lone Star State, Six
I have
Flags
been wanting to get
Fiesta
down to Six Flags over Georgia for the last couple of years. It's just, again, we're in the Northeast, and that's
a
quite
long
a ways. That's when you get a lot of, I'm sorry to say, but you get a lot of accidents in some of the other parks out there. I mean, just for example, the Smiler.
Which one's that?
The Smiler is the one that recently, well, it's had a couple bad accidents that I don't really want to go into on video just yet. Yeah, they have some coasters that are kind of iffy, but they also have the world's fastest roller coaster that we aren't going to be able to get on. It's Formula Rosa, and I want to. It's definitely faster than Dragster and definitely faster than King of the Ka.
Really?
And that one you take off, and then you don't go.
Will that scare me?
Yes. And when they were first testing it, I don't know if they still do this, but I heard that they made you wear like these safety glasses so you don't get like dust and dirt in your eye.
No, thank you.
But yeah, you take off, but you don't go straight up or anything like. It's a full circuit ride too. It's a lot longer than that. But anyway, so we're going to in this video we are at, where did I say? Okay, Atlanta, Georgia. That's right. The first They're not. No, yeah, this is Roller Coaster. Yeah. It's Twisted Cyclone, which is an RMC, which is been their forte over the last couple years. Now, the Twisted Cyclone, not to be confused with Wicked Cyclone. Twisted Cyclone is going to be blue. Wicked Cyclone's orange. Twisted Cyclone has a really cool drop. That first drop, you twist down into it, which is not something that we have, which would be really cool to have. And just they have definitely a lot of elements that we don't see over here, which would be pretty cool to have. Yeah, you have your weightless 360-degree gravity rolls. It's just it was I believe that the old Cyclone, I believe, their version of the Cyclone. Yeah, and they transformed it. But yeah, we'll get into more details of each ride once we're gonna plan on making reviews of the rides that we've been on, and then as we go along, more rides that we go on, reviewing them, and putting some more info on some of the other ones. And like I said, Coaster Wars is going to be coming up too, which is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so we're going from Atlanta, Georgia. We'll make sure that we're still live here. Alright. You remember last year WrestleMania that their stage, everybody was saying that they were building a roller coaster?
Yeah.
And everybody was hyping that it could be a possible riding, a physical roller coaster to ride on.
Do you know there's nothing I like better than the freedom of the open road, the winding blacktop, stretching to the horizon, the sun at your back, and of course, the wind in your hair.
Yeah, that's the longest
route of travel is going to take me to every single Six Flags park across America, Mexico, and Canada. And I've got big news about each and every park.
Alright, so
as you know,
so we're going to go to Mexico City, Mexico,
we're treating our guests to
for the Wonder Woman
of new rides and
Wonder Woman coaster. I thought it was Lasso of Truth coaster. Oh no, this is a different one. So this is basically a Joker coming over to Mexico. Yeah, they're getting a Joker pretty much, but it's not going to be Joker's Wonder Woman. The Wonder Woman coaster. It's got a nice color to it. I mean, they got the reds, they got the blue. The track is actually yellow.
And it's all Wonder Woman colors.
With white supports, red, white, blue, and gold. But yeah, it's your standard Batman or Joker ride that's coming. Which should be fun. So we go from there.
Road, the winding blacktop, stretching to the horizon,
a bunch
the sun at your back, and of course, the wind in
they
your
have
hair.
it coming to Six Flags Great Adventure,
is going to take
which,
me to
if we
every
go to
single Six Flags park across America,
we'll be trying.
Mexico, and Canada. And I've got big news about each and every
It's just
park.
not going to be, it's going to
As
be
you
called
know, innovation is in our DNA.
which should be
and
good
next
because
year,
we're
treating our guests to a spectacular lineup of
we haven't done it yet.
new
We're
rides
gonna
and attractions.
we'll be doing it soon.
Similar to
the
what
best
already.
lineup of rides and
Thing, just different name. So we move on to, let's see. That's the one I was looking for. We are going to, you have a 90-degree drop seat. So you're going to be sitting right in front of somebody, and you're going to be sitting by yourself. You have a good selection in where they put it. They're going to be building a pond, or a lagoon, I should say. A couple of inversions. Looks like it's going to be fun. I think I want to say a lot of families would kind of go on it. It doesn't look too intense for a lot of, I mean, maybe the teenagers would be teenage and up. But, I mean, there's a couple of inversions and It's kind of tall for a kid coaster, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Kind of bummed that we're not going to be able to get to Arlington for...
And that's in the other Six Flags in Texas, because there's 2 Six Flags in Texas.
Right. Yeah. This would be pretty cool to go. That's on our list, for sure. The ones over in, like over in California, and those over on the other side of the country, those theme parks are kind of, we won't be able to get to there for a while. We just don't have that availability to go. Alright,
because it's all pretty quickly.
We are going to... Where are we going to? I just clicked on it. No, San Francisco.
California.
Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, which is getting... Would you believe it? A Harley Quinn themed ride.
Crazy coaster.
Yeah, it's gonna be Crazy Coaster. It's pretty cool. It's going to be unique. It's world's first dueling looping coaster, basically. So you're basically gonna have the looping coaster, but it's gonna be 2, and they're gonna kind of make like a figure 8 around each other, which is gonna be cool.
That's gonna be scary.
You're both gonna be on the same track, but there's no way of colliding or anything. But it looks like you're gonna. Looks like you're gonna
get off.
There's two
stations.
There's 2 stations, 1 on each loop. Yeah, you basically do a figure 8. It looks pretty cool. It's first of its kind. You go 70 miles per hour combined speed.
That's pretty fast.
Yes, it is. And that one a lot of people are excited to see too, because maybe in the future we'll big attraction stuff other than like
America, Mexico,
Montreal, Quebec,
and I've got big news about
carnival
each and every
rides.
park.
As you know, sections.
Innovation is in our
you got
DNA.
Typhoon Twister coming to St. Louis, Missouri,
of new
a couple
rides
of white rides. Now, so we're gonna move on to Cedar Fair.
Rides and attractions in the world, and we're gonna add something new in
one of
every
our
park
favorite
every year.
parks,
That's our
Cedar
commitment,
Point, as a
and
lot
a
of
really
people probably
important
know.
way to make sure that the 6
The first hill, it just kept seeming like they kept building up and up and up and up. It just seemed like they were just adding so much to it, which was pretty cool. And we got there right when they were finishing up putting track on
the hill.
Well, no, we were leaving when they were almost finishing that, but we were there when they were finishing up pretty much the last half of the ride, which was pretty cool to see. To see that was pretty neat. And this was when they were still no one knew what those wanted posters were up, what that meant. And turns out those were the 3 characters, the 3 trains, or 4, I think there was 4 of them. The characters out of the ride, which is pretty unique. Pretty unique. Alright, yeah, so this is what we need. We've been live streaming for 23 minutes.
Woo!
Alright. So like I said, maybe once we get a lot more better at these live streams and stuff, we'll be doing Q&As and a couple more streams once I get a smoother connection and of a better camera. This one's just god awful. Alright. So yeah, still adventures. So yeah, there's three characters, it looks like. I forgot. Yeah, 3. Alright. I remember when they announced it. So it's gonna be 205 feet to the very top. The first drop is 200 feet, so I was off by 5 feet. But you do have a 90-degree drop, which again, just seeing that thing from the side is just incredible. 200 feet, 90-degree drop.
World's tallest hybrid coaster.
Yeah, it's definitely the world's tallest one of those.
And it's also the world's steepest drop on a hybrid.
Definitely. Yep. And it has 4 inversions. The length of this coaster is going to be 5,740 feet. That's how long this coaster is, which is insane. But a lot of it was Mean Streak, so it's understandable. And it's going to be 2 minutes.
2.5.
2 minutes, 30 seconds, yes. Yeah, 3 trains. This is the interesting part. 24 riders per train, which is a decent size. And the fact that they're going to be having 3 trains is pretty cool, because when it was Mean Streak,
there's only 2.
There was 2 trains, but
then it went down to 1.
They were really only running 1 because there wasn't really anybody wanting to go on the ride.
Mean Streak was a very rough ride.
Yeah,
it gives you a really bad headache. There's a reason why it's called Mean Streak.
Yeah, and they predicted they're going to be able to do 1,200 riders per hour, which is...
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, and I mean, you're going 74 miles per hour. So yeah, some of the records that they broke, I mean, they have 10 for just the ride. And, I mean, you got World's tallest at 205 feet, World's fastest at 74, hybrid, the steepest at 90 degrees. For drop.
Time hill on a hybrid, 73 miles.
World's longest drop on a hybrid of 200. World's longest hybrid coaster, which is 5,740 feet long. Most inversions on a hybrid roller coaster, 4.
Park broken records, there's a lot.
And it's the first, it's world's first hyper-hybrid roller coaster, which is pretty cool. Yeah, the park now, because of that ride coming into the park, they have the most steel roller coaster track at one amusement park, which is 57,865 feet, which equals 11 miles of track.
That's a lot of track.
Of all those coasters, that's a lot of roller coasters. Most roller coaster track at one amusement park. In general, not just steel. Now, most roller coaster track is 60,423 feet, which is 11.4 miles. Most rides at one amusement park, 71. Most roller coasters over 200 feet tall at one amusement park, which, yes, this is 6. There's 6 now. With this new coaster going, it's going to be 6, which is insane. To have 6 roller coasters over 200 feet at one park. We don't even have one. Or we might have one, but that might be about
iffy. It's iffy.
But we have 400-foot swing ride.
That's fun. I like that one.
But we haven't done that. It goes backwards at Fright Fest. We've never done that one yet. We would like to.
Somebody's too chicken to ride it.
Yeah, this one.
Nuh-uh.
Most roller coasters with a 90-degree drop, which is cool too. 5. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
That would be number 5. Because you got 90-degree drop.
No.
You got... Hey. You got the Valraven. You got Steel Vengeance. You got the Maverick. And I believe you technically have to consider the Dragster. And there you go. And then the new Steel Vengeance. So, hang on. Here.
Click on it.
Alright. So yeah, so that's what's coming to Cedar Point. And we might just leave it there for tonight. But we also, again, look at some of the other videos that we had up. There was a lot of hype for last year going into the season about one of my favorite rides from King Island, which was Mystic Timbers. and seeing what was in the shed. We're not gonna spoil it for you, but if you will, I mean, it's all around what's in the shed now. But it's definitely one of my favorite wooden coasters to ever go on. We did it twice that day. We were only there for a day, and we did it twice.
I like the Beast better.
Yeah, the Beast.
It was a little scary.
The Beast is in its own category. So, I mean, that was a really cool accomplishment to be able to ride something that we've been wanting to do for so long and heard so much about. A 4-minute roller coaster. The Beast is definitely in its own element. We unfortunately didn't get to ride it at night, which a lot of people say is an amazing ride through the woods and stuff, but perhaps
someday.
This year, next year, 2020, maybe. Like I said, we're definitely going to Cedar Point in 2020. It's going to be a huge celebration for us. If we go there before then, we very well could. We don't know. We're definitely going to be going to Six Flags again this year. That's a given. Six Flags New England. We're going to be going to the Great Escape most likely this year. We do at least maybe once or twice a year. The Fright Fest, we might end up going back to there, specifically for Total Darkness. If you don't know about their Total Darkness, you will soon. We're going to be making a video about it real soon. Compared to the Total Darkness at Six Flags New England that we used to have. And again, Six Flags New Jersey, we might go back there again this year. And we kind of want to go to further parks. So give us recommendations, and we'll see how far we can go this year with money wise. And anything that you guys want to see, we're open to doing. I mean, we have some drum corps stuff on the channel too, which in July we're part of the parade committee in our city, which hosts a 2-hour-long parade for the 4th of July that we're going to be probably helping out again this year. So expect some of the Sunrisers to be there again in some of the video. Other than that, do you have anything else to add for tonight?
I don't think so.
I think we can, we might be picking another day to do a live stream, but I think Saturday's kind of fit. Maybe around 6-ish or 7-ish.
Depending on work schedules.
Yeah, work schedules. I mean, I work at a grocery store, so it switches all the time, so that's why every time you see me in the car, wearing red uniform, you know. Alright, guys. So if you like the video, it's going to be coming up soon. I know it was very rough. It's our very first live stream. Like I said before, camera's not really that great. And, you know, we got this background over here stirring up trouble for us.
She's a troublemaker.
Yeah, right, Rox? Yeah, there you go. Alright, guys. We will see you guys soon. Don't forget to like. And again, thank you for all the support you've been giving our reaction videos for Monday Night Raw. We're blown away by it. We're over 700 views now on this Stone Cold one. And to a lot of people, that's not a lot. To a lot of other channels, 700 views, yeah, you know, okay, whatever.
That's a big accomplishment for
especially us. For us. We almost doubled our views for the channel one day. So, alright guys, don't forget to like. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Royal Rumble. Have a good night.